Hey guys, welcome back to another mod review kind of thing for the Farming Simulator 2017 mod contest. Here we have Deere Power's 3650 series tractors, or the 3050 series. I must say, it looks nice from the outside. Good detail for the engine casting. You can see the intake manifold, starter motor, oil cooler, oil separator or whatever. It seems like there's an air filter missing the texture down there, or oil filters, should I say. This side we've got more fuel lines here going to the injectors. The exhaust manifold, probably the turbo up there. I'm not sure if these were turboed. I think they were. We have the cab here. I forget what series of cab this was now. The name escapes me. Decent detail back here. We can see a trailer hookup, air hookups. I believe the red coupling here is, they kind of had a little screw up here along the line somewhere, because it looks like half of it's missing compared to over here. Different spools and a great demand for potatoes. Thank you, Farmson. Mid linkage there. Not too sure why we've got the drawbar across there. Well, not drawbar, yeah, I guess drawbar along 3-point hitch. Not too sure what this lever's for on the real versions. Maybe a diverter for hydraulics. Maybe some run up here. I don't think so though. But let's jump into the cab. The cab, it's not bad. It's not great. It's very bare, but I believe these machines were fairly bare like this. It's an older machine. It does have ICs, so we'll show you that. That opens. That opens. Same over here. That opens. I believe if we look up here, sunroof dot, which is a nice spot for the sunroof dot. Just putting that out there. Some of them can be tricky to get to. And it's this side for that. Now, everything that you'd expect opens. Now, if we jump outside, you hold this open, you'll see we have open and closed door. So we can close the door. We can remove the fenders if you so wish, on both left and right independently. Why you'd want them independently, I don't know. Air tank for air brakes. As you can see, we've got the air brakes back there. Alright, let's start her up. I'm not sure if it's a custom sound. I don't think it is. I think it's default in-game. Now, this is where the tractor is let down. I believe it's one or two things that they have screwed up on. The front suspension is a little too soft, although it doesn't have suspension, but in the game XML, any of you that spent any time in there will understand the suspension and how it's done with the dampening, the springing and all of that. I think they've made the front a little too loose. The deformation on the back tyres may be a little too soft. So when it goes around corners, you'll see them squish down and the front really kick over. So we're going around 10 miles an hour, and you can see the tractor kind of lean. And 15 miles an hour, I would say this is a good cornering speed. Again, well, 15-ish. And it turns. Now, we're on the stretch of road here, and we'll do a bit of unrealistic stuff, but you can see what I mean. The axle kicks over, and the tyre that's got all the weight bearing on it really squishes down. Now, I'm not too sure if that is the cause, but you can see it kind of is very sway over here. So it's probably the cause right there. And that's really the only complaint I've got with this thing, is the way it handles and the colour. The colour does need to get toned down a little, I think. It doesn't seem correct. It seems almost a little too luminous. And the yellow on the rims, if I was going to do that, and this is something I've really struggled with in the past for doing reskins, and that's getting sort of black areas made black to give it some depth. Like you can see on some of the colour up here, you can see some pixels where they're black, or even around the cast in there, the holes, it's got black rings around it to add some depth to it. The rims could do with some of that, I think, but that's very tricky to do, and do it tastefully. Now let's go on to the different configs, and we'll switch all the lights on so you guys can see that, and the beacons, and all the hazards as we're on our way. Has got Tech Modding's halogen lights looking thing. They are very nice looking indeed on tractors. Maybe not too much for this era. In this tractor you can see the speedo inside. Also the indicators light up, which is very nice. Nothing for the other lights do light up stuff. That's cool. I like it when tractors do that in game. Alright, we'll switch it off, come around here to the different configurations. Now, from what I have done, because of course this is the second time having to record this, narrow tyres, we'll put them on. The rears will go narrow, but the fronts don't, and they go to this weird hub and rim setup. They also do exactly the same for the wide tyres. Here, the wides are no wider, they're exactly the same as we have, but the front's get all screwy. Now if we go to the back to standard, and we'll put the front weights on so you guys can see that, it goes back to normal. So I'm kind of funky, some funky stuff going there on there. So really the only things that I would say are the colour, the handling, and the tyre configuration is a little funky. After the competition, if we can get them polished up on this, I think that we're onto a nice little John Deere, to be completely honest. The detail on it's really nice. It's got IC control. The handling's a little funky. But other than that, she's a nice little tractor. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. And we'll be back at you with another one in a little while. See ya.